So let's kick it off here. Let's go to Denver, where Sean
Go.
Payton, did he say his quarterback room were orphaned dogs?
Certainly did. Yeah,
Okay. But
certainly did.
he says it's a good room though, also. So you've got Stidham, who I know that he likes. Zach
hmm
Wilson, who he brought in, so he must like him or thinks he can get the best out of him, or Bo Nix, who he clearly likes because he drafted him. From what you are hearing, who has the edge?
Well, he says it's a good room. Let's first say that it's early, but this is probably the worst quarterback room in football. Now, that can change after this season, but that's just from track record of the guys in the room. But the front runner is Bo Nix, because I really do believe, and this is outside of the norm for Sean Payton to play rookies at really any position. But if you look at everything that's going on in Denver, the number one thing that they need to figure out this season is if Bo Nix was the right pick at 12. That's it. That is the point of the 2024 season in Denver. Was Bo Nix at 12 the right play? Because they were about the only team, as I called around, that was going to pick Bo Nix in that area. And I think it's interesting, too, considering another Peyton, in Peyton Manning case, spends a boatload of time still. The key fob still works at Dove Valley for Peyton Manning, and he's in that building all the time. He believes playing as a rookie is huge. Yes, he set the rookie interception record that he'd probably like to get broken by somebody this year. But he thinks that experience for Bo Nix would be big. He thinks this is a great fit for Nix. I watched him throw and operate on last Thursday at OTAs. What they're really focused on is operation, right? In and out of the huddle, tough for a rookie, getting the play into your teammates in the huddle, getting through everything, being decisive, being quick with football. He was doing all of that. I was watching Bo Nix do that with 61 career starts in college. I think he does have some experience for a rookie, and Sean Payton liked all of that. The other part of this that I do find interesting is Zach Wilson, because the arm talent being there on Thursday next to Stidham, next to Bo Nix, was just standing out just easily. I mean, he threw some dimes out there, and I'm just fascinated by his talent winding up with somebody like Sean Payton. I talked to John Beck this offseason, who works with, he works with every quarterback on the planet, but he also works a lot with Zach. And we were talking about Zach, and I was like, what's next for him? He's like, he needs to land in a spot where he's going to grow. He needs to land in a spot where he can continue to improve, because he's still a young quarterback, but still has 33 starts under his belt, okay, right? Like, so they think the experience, people around him, John Beck included, the experience he had in New York with the difficulties there are going to mold him to be a better quarterback. I'm kind of fascinated to see behind the scenes what Sean Payton can do with Zach Wilson.
It's great on paper. It's very rare for a quarterback who had developmental issues, not because of him, because of OCs, because of whatever, because of system. It's very rare that there's a turnaround. It's very rare to see that second act, that Baker Mayfield, that what we're maybe hoping to see out of Sam Darnold up with the Vikings. But, I sort of think about who, when you look at Denver, you just think Sean Payton, because it's him. He's the culture. He's the decision maker. He's installing everything. You got to think, like, I remember when he was with the Saints and he pulled in Jameis, and there was a collective eye roll of like, Jameis, but he saw something in him and said, I have a healthy enough ego, and I know how good I am, that I can work with this. So like, I can't imagine at OTAs he's watching that, not thinking like, I got this. And if you think about Jameis, I just saw at the Derby, we talked about this before the injury, like he was turning around. He was not turning the ball.
It's the best we saw him play in terms of protecting the football and a variety of things. You're right.
Yeah, so you got to think he's going to get the best out of Zach Wilson, and that could be a scary thing. I think like if you're a coach, you're looking at all the examples and analytics of it not working out. But that's why I love him, because he doesn't give an F, and he's going to go against the grain and say, I can get the best out of him. And Bo Nix will hopefully only benefit from that, like Zach Wilson benefited osmosis wise from Aaron Rodgers, I'm sure.